by Honorable, Member of Parliament, Catherine Hudson. It will then be followed by the address by our guest of honor, Honorable High Commissioner of India to Australia, Mr. Manpreet Vora sir. After which we will proceed with the formal launch of Australian Adelaide chapter, addressed by our founder chairperson, followed by our special guests. The event will be concluded by vote of thanks and will be followed by an open forum for socialization. I now request all the guests to stand for the ICAI motto song. And now I would request the team to play the motto song.
We are not getting the audio.
Closing, can start again?
Yes.
Are we playing it from Delhi? There was a lag in the voice.
Hello. Sorry. Technical glitch. Just give me a second. Can they play it again?
Yep. Shiv, can you hear us? Shiv needs to play the video game.
Can you please play the video again? Can you please play the video again? Yeah. We can't hear it, so you have to play the video again.
Yes, okay.
येष सुप्तेषु जागृति येष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रदब्रह्मा तदब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः दोषः शतः सर्वे तदुपास्य नास्ति कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Thank you so much, everyone. Please feel free to take your seats. So ICAI is organizing its first ever Global Professional Accountants Convention called GloPAC on the theme Connecting the Globe, Creating Value on November 24th to 26, 2023 at Mahatma Mandir Convention Center, Gandhinagar, Gujarat, India. Today, India has become a global hub for accounting talent and knowledge and is among the hotspots for finance and accounting processes outsourcing. GloPAC would provide an opportunity to the global market to network with the best finance and accounting talents in India, thereby connecting the globe and creating value for all the stakeholders. Now I request the team to please play the GloPAC teaser.
It gives me immense pleasure to announce that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has decided to organize its first ever Global Professional Accountants Convention, GloPAC, on the theme Connecting the Globe, Creating Value on November 24th to 26th, 2023 at the Mahatma Mandir, Gandhinagar in India. GloPAC is being celebrated as a mega event to showcase the important role that the accountancy profession has been playing in the economic and social development of our country.
Globalization has made the world one village, and the services of chartered accountant are also available globally without any boundaries. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is also devoting significant efforts towards global networking. The convention shall be attended by more than 3,000 delegates from around 40 countries. I would like to extend a warm welcome to the fraternity on behalf of ICAI to attend and participate in the first ever GloPAC.
ICAI is geared up to welcome delegates from across the globe at the GloPAC.
I would now like to invite Francis, Regional General Manager, BankSA, to provide his welcome address.
Thank you for that, and good evening, everybody. I will be quite brief, but certainly on behalf of BankSA, I'd like to take this opportunity to first welcome you into our building here. It's certainly been our privilege and our honour to be able to provide tonight's facility to accommodate tonight's event. I will just touch on a couple of housekeeping events. If you happen to hear the whoop or the sirens going, just follow the BankSA staff with their hands in the air and we'll make our way out of the building. If anybody does need to use the facilities, you will have a pass. The toilets are just to the left here, to the right, and you will need to have your pass to come back in the building. But I won't hold up any further tonight's proceedings. But firstly, again, thank you for coming here tonight, and it was certainly our pleasure to be able to provide the facility. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Francis. We will now proceed with the introductory remarks by CA Dr. Jaikumar Batra, Secretary ICAI.
Thank you. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Let the entire world be happy. Sav samay savsam samajay sarasvam. very little for itself, that is for ICAI, and everything for the society, country, and the whole world. With this shloka in Sanskrit, I wish that the entire world of accountancy profession is united, cooperate, collaborate, grow, progress for the economic development of all the countries of the world, and the whole world be prosperous and happy. And our institute, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, CA India, takes the leadership role. With this wish at the outset, on behalf of the world's largest accounting professional body, the ICAI, let me welcome guest of honor, Shri Manpreet Vohra ji, Honorable High Commissioner of India to Australia. Guest of honor, Miss Catherine Hutchison, Honorable Member of Parliament, Member of Wait, South Australian Government. CA Aniket Sunil Talati ji, Honorable President, ICAI. CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal ji, Honorable Vice President, ICAI. Mr. Francis Palijare, Regional Central Manager, BankSA. CA Mansi Thakkar, Chairperson, Australia, Brisbane Chapter of ICAI. CA Samir Mehta, Chairman, Australia, Sydney Chapter of ICAI. CA Rajneesh Kumar Singh, Chairman, Australia, Melbourne Chapter of ICAI. CA Sriram Jayaraman, Founder Chairman, Australia, Adelaide Chapter of ICAI. Distinguished panelists and special guests from Adelaide, including representatives from our MRA partners, CPA Australia and Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand. Distinguished respected Central Council members, respected Central Council members of ICAI, members of the Managing Committee of the Adelaide Chapter of ICAI, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm greetings to all of you from ICAI India. It is a matter of great privilege for me to be here at this big occasion of inauguration of Adelaide, the fourth chapter of ICAI in Australia after Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and the 47th chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. The first chapter of ICAI was launched in 1981 at Doha, Qatar, and with inauguration of this chapter, ICAI will have its presence in 81 global cities of 47 countries of the world with 47 chapters and 34 representative offices all across, in addition to have 5 regional councils and 168 branches in India. We all know that the profession of chartered accountancy is the most respected, recognized, reputed, rewarded global profession. And our institute has been established under the Act of Parliament by the Chartered Accountants Act 1949. And since its inception, it has become one and the unique premier accounting body of the world, known for maintaining highest standards in technical ethical areas and for sustaining stringent examination and education standards. ICAI is consistently contributing in the growing path of our great country, India, and its contribution in the economic development is remarkable as partner in nation building. I am thankful to BankSA management for providing their boardroom at their office premises for conducting this special event and providing all other necessary arrangements for the successful conduct. From ICAI head office, I assure full support to the Managing Committee of Australia Adelaide chapter and for their future endeavors. And we all know that ICAI is always committed to bring paradigm shifts in the accounting profession by undertaking path-breaking initiatives. And I'm sure that ICAI will always be working for the development of accounting profession globally. Thank you very much.
Thank you, CA Dr. Jaikumar Batra, for your remarks. I'm pleased to share that ICAI's president and vice president have come all the way from India for the inauguration ceremony, and I would like to thank them on everyone's behalf for their support. I would now like to invite CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, Vice President ICAI, to speak a few words.
Very respected, the first founding chairman of this chapter, Sri Ram Jairamanji, Mr. Manpreet Bora, Honorable High Commissioner of India to Australia, Ms. Catherine, MP from Adelaide, my president, Sri Aniket Talati, and all the distinguished guests, and 3 chapter chairperson are also here. Samir ji from Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane chairpersons are also here. Good evening to all of you. We are very delighted that we are in Adelaide today. Yesterday we were in Sydney, and tomorrow we'll be in Melbourne. And the Institute of Chartered Accountants India, the kind of size and the scale we are operating under the dynamic leadership of Sri Aniket Talati, our president. This is the 47th chapter globally we are going to inaugurate today, and 4th in Australia. And the Institute of Chartered Accountants India is the 400,000 members and 800,000 students across India, and more than 40,000 chartered accountants are working various parts of the world, including Australia. And the sheer hard work and commitment the Indian accountants possess, they are rewarded and recognized in every corporates of the world. Back home in India, there is a line going on in social media, in the words of Amitabh Bachchan, that हमारे वैज्ञानिकों ने लिख दी नई दास्तान, चांद पर भी लिख दिया जय हिंदुस्तान. That kind of India become the first country of the world which is the moon landed on the south pole of the moon, which has never happened in the world. So kudos to all of you for the prayer and the commitment you are bestowing on the Indian people, Indian scientists, and Indian talent. India is the 5th largest economy, average 7% growth, $3.75 trillion economy, and the youngest population of the world. Rest of the world has an aging population, and India is the youngest population. And that's why Indian accountants, wherever 25,000 accountants are passing every year from this prestigious ICAI, are in demand everywhere. In India, in the campus placement, they are not finding the accountant because there is a huge demand. The moment they qualify, they are absorbed. And that's why the institute under our leader is also contemplating to have a global accountant international curriculum where all across the chapter we have, all across the country, we can have our international curriculum where students can take this course from their respective country and join this institute as a respective member. And India and Australia, they are strategically, they are in a very good position. All the raw material are exported to India from Australia, and all the finished goods are imported from India to Australia. But as far as talent is concerned, more than 1 lakh students as a raw material are coming to Australia to study, and Australia is making them finished products. So you people as a talent from India has come here, and you are contributing in the growth and the development of this country like Australia. So we are all very proud, and we are very happy that almost more than 25 chartered accountants are here in Adelaide, and we are having a chapter here. And the kind of speed and scale this institute is working, you can have an examination center going forward. You can have a committee to guide the Indians who are coming to work here, to counsel them, to mentor them. And you can also collaborate with the Australian government in Adelaide, how the ease of doing business in Australia can be done by you people. Because wherever from we are getting something from the society, we have to give back. And that's why in our Indian mythology, it is said, first we learn, and then we earn, and then we have to return. Return to the society, return to the alma mater. I wish all of you best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, for your message. I would now like to invite CA Aniket Sunil Talati, President ICAI, to speak a few words.
Thank you very much. And let me begin by congratulating each one of you who has made it today, this evening, at this historic day, which will go down not just in the history of Adelaide in Australia, but in the history of ICAI in India, when the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India opened its 47th chapter internationally, and of course, marked its presence in this part of the world. So my compliments and congratulations to all of you. The Honorable Vice President of the Institute, Ranjit Agarwal ji, Ms. Catherine Hutchinson, whom we met, and very delighted to know that she is one of the first members of Parliament of Indian origin to be in the Parliament. So, Madam, you are not just the pride of the city, but also the pride of India, and thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Manpreet Vora, the Honorable High Commissioner of India, who I'm told is joining us virtually. Our hosts, and thank you very much for giving us this venue and making this event memorable by opening up your doors and your arms for the profession of chartered accountancy. To the founder chairman of this chapter, Mr. Sriram Jayaraman, the secretary of the institute who's joined us virtually, Ajay Kumar Batraji, along with my two council colleagues, one from Delhi, Mr. Pramod Jain, whom you can see on the screen. Yes, Pramod, we can see you, and Piyush Chajarji right next to him, who's from Mumbai. This is the beauty of having a virtual meeting. You can still interact with them sitting in Delhi and all of us here in Adelaide in a different time zone. I also recognize the presence of our international affairs team, Mr. Mudit and Mr. Shiv, who've been instrumental in having this chapter getting inaugurated and, of course, supporting all our foreign chapters. So what is a foreign chapter? I think a lot of you will be thinking, some of you I met outside have come from cities of India and know the branches in India. And the branches are, of course, an extended arm of the institute because they do the activities which we at the Central Council cannot do. As the Secretary of the Institute, who is also the CEO, mentioned, today the Institute, which is the council, has 5 regional councils under it. And under these 5 regional councils, there are 171 branches now, with 3 getting notified but already approved by the council in all states of India. So today we are present in every single state of the country and in 6 out of the 7 union territories. That's the kind of presence that the institute has. In terms of the postal codes, I can tell you that we have some 19,000 odd postal codes in India, or zip codes, which is, as you would call them. We have a member or a student in more than 17,000 of those zip codes. So that is a kind of presence that the institute has domestically. And therefore, it's very important that when the institute and the council cannot service every member and student directly, we open up what are our branches, and they are the face of the profession in these cities. But today, with the growing importance of the mobility of professionals, the kind of opportunities that are there in foreign countries, and of course, the talent of Indian chartered accountants being recognized by various accounting bodies and organizations across the world, our members are no longer restricted to the geographical boundaries of India. They are now moving across. We have a huge presence in Middle East, in North America, in Europe, and of course now down south in Australia and New Zealand. And therefore, this chapter, and to you, the founder chairman, I think it's going to be extremely important that you play a very pivotal role in making sure that today is just the start and you take it forward. I think you have some wonderful mentors, and I would take one name in particular who has taken the trouble and the kind of passion that he has for the profession of traveling with us from Sydney to here, Samirji. I think big round of applause from him because of the kind of work that he's been doing
in the activities of the chapter. I was so delighted over the past 2 days when we were there in Sydney and came to know about the activities that they are doing. Not just on joining of a single member do they congratulate and wish them, but they are giving them hand-holding to the extent of getting their first job, making sure that the kids know which are the best schools, which are the best places to stay, and of course, guiding them in all parts of life. So I think this chapter is not just a chapter of the Institute, but it will be an important chapter in the lives of every member who comes to the city of Adelaide. And I think that is the passion with which I'm seeing all these chapters across the world working. And I'm sure, Mr. Jayaraman and your team, you will take it up that in Adelaide, whenever we have a chartered accountant from the Indian profession of chartered accountancy coming here, they will find, not just a good counsel in you, but of course the support system that they need when they come here. And of course the growth that can happen of the accounting profession here, when you engage not just with our members, but the members of the two wonderful accounting bodies that we have in this country of Australia, CPA Australia and CANZ, both of whom have extraordinary relationships with the Institute. I can personally say that, having worked very closely with both these institutions, and mind you, both of them were one of the first organizations which supported the World Congress of Accountants. And let me specifically mention that fact, because when we were given the World Congress of Accountants, of course, we were extremely delighted that for the first time in 118 years, India will host the Olympics of Accounting, as the World Congress is known as. But the challenge was we hit COVID, and we didn't know whether we will be able to make it. Only last year, in November 22, we hosted the World Congress. And as early as March 22, when we weren't sure if enough people will be there to attend the World Congress, CP Australia and CNZ were the first two who came up and raised their hand and said, we will support you and we will make sure that this is going to be a success. So I thank both the organizations, and I think we must recognize the importance and the wonderful relationship that ICAI has with these two institutions. And let's try and work with them so that whenever you organize programs, seminars here in Adelaide for your chapter, you may invite members of both these institutions and try and see how learning can be more broad-based and we learn from each other's best experiences. Having said that, I must also say that at the Institute, today we are looking at not just a membership strength, as the Vice President mentioned, of 4 lakh students, which is close to 400,000, and more than 850,000 students. We are 1.2 million strong. But it's not just about the numbers. I think what is extremely important and what we are extremely proud of is the fact that on 1st of July this year, we entered our 75th year of this institution. So India is celebrating 75 years of independence, and that was known as the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And India is looking at the next 25 years for it to have a developed society, an equitable society, and a developing economy. Similarly, at the Institute, I think the 75 years have been wonderful in terms of the growth, but now we are looking forward to the next 25 years also. And there, we hope to have a global curriculum where we can have students pursuing this course of chartered accountancy everywhere. Of course, collaborating with our partners in every jurisdiction to make sure that the accounting profession has the sheen and the kind of attraction that is required for it to move forward in this digital age, the age of artificial intelligence, blockchain, cybersecurity, data analytics, and all the computing that is happening around us. I think it's extremely important that we realize that this is the change that is happening, and the Institute understanding this change. And on 1st of July, we launched what is our new course curriculum. This new course curriculum was launched by the hands of the President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, who graced the celebrations in New Delhi of our 75th CA Day. And through this course curriculum, what we are bringing in is a huge change in the curriculum of ICAI. All of us have cleared this examination, but now we have a changed mechanism where we have 6 papers at intermediate, 6 at final. And what is being introduced for the first time are 4 papers through a self-paced module where students will study online and, more importantly, appear for the examination online. So this is the Institute's first steps towards digitalization and taking online examination. More importantly, the change in articleship is not just that the period of articleship is reduced from 3 years to 2 years. But what is very important, and I'm sure all of you here in Australia will take note, and I'm told that other chapters are also joining in, and members from Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane are all tuned into this telecast. Now with the new course curriculum, you will be able to enroll article assistants across the world. And therefore, it gives a unique opportunity for students to become article assistants, not just in India or within Indian firms or with Indian chartered accountants who are employed in corporates, but with chartered accountants working across the globe, and therefore giving them that global exposure and the opportunity. And of course, the opportunity to you to train your younger colleagues and of course, budding new professionals. So a lot of changes that are happening at the Institute today. We have totally digitalized the Institute over the past 4 years. You are aware that the entire process of application for the course to application for membership, the entire examination is now digital. We have in India what is now UDIN, a unique document identification number, which is giving you a protection of your signature. And therefore, though you may be in Australia, but you can be assured that now there cannot be somebody who's sitting back in India and misusing your membership number or signature, because you will need that 18-digit unique identity number before a document is considered to be attested and assured. So a lot of changes that we are bringing in terms of technology. Even in the course curriculum, in the final level, we will have ethics and technology embedded as a part of every subject at final level. So a lot of impetus that we are trying to give on technology, which is going to shape the future of our profession. And I'm sure at the chapter, you will have the best courses available for all the members who are currently working in different positions in Adelaide, and of course, the newer ones who will keep joining this chapter, because as soon as I landed in Adelaide and through the journey that I've had today in this city, I've been told that it's not just immigrants or people from outside who are coming into Adelaide, but people from Sydney and Melbourne, other parts of Australia, especially post-COVID, have chosen to make Adelaide their home. And I'm therefore confident that this chapter is going to grow exponentially and be of great aid and assistance and service to all the members going forward. I think it's a joyous occasion that we all must truly celebrate. It's going to be one day that I will remember in my lifetime, because I got the opportunity to inaugurate this chapter with all of you here on this historic day. I wish all of you all the very best, and my request and urge to each one, make sure that you ensure that when you are here in this country, the flag of the profession, and that is the flag of ICAI, keeps flying very, very high. And more importantly, the flag of this great nation of Australia and the great nation that you come from, India, keeps flying very, very high. Thank you very much.
Thank you, CA Aniket Sunil Talati. It was a great speech. Now, I would like to invite Honourable Member of Parliament, State Member for Wait, Catherine Hudson, to present her address.
Thank you so much for having me along today. And thank you very much. I'm going to try here, CA Aniket Sunil Talati. Perfect. Not bad. And of course, CA Ranjit Kumar. Yep. And also to Sharama for organising this evening. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to bring people together, and thank you for BankSA for hosting it. I don't think I've ever been live streamed to another country before, so hello to everybody in India. That's very exciting for me. But I would like to first acknowledge that we are here on the lands of the traditional owners, the Kaurna people, and say to you, Namani, Nainari, Catherine Hutchison, Mana Napudni, Kaurna Mirna Nadlu, Kaurna Yarta Tempinthi, Naitalia. So I've said I'm glad we're all here, and I acknowledge that we are here on the land of the Kaurna people, and we pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. The Premier of South Australia would love to have been here this evening, but he, of course, gets so many invitations, and he isn't able to, so he does send his apologies. But I'm not too disappointed, because when the opportunity to come along, when he asked me to come along, I jumped at the chance, because not only, as you mentioned, I am of Indian heritage. My mum came from India when she was 19 with her parents and my aunties and uncles. But also I used to work at BankSA, so it was an opportunity to pop back. Like I said, my mum did come out from India. They settled, and they probably didn't think then that their daughter would be a member of Parliament, but it does show you that, you know, the opportunity within Australia and South Australia is endless. So you're all here now, but I'm sure over time your family and friends will also join you, and there's so much that is able to be done. And I would like to invite you both to come back when you are not jet-setting all over the country and spend some time here, because we do have a beautiful, if I'm not too biased, state. So Look, I am very pleased to be able to be here today to help you launch the 47th chapter of the Institute. It is very exciting, and when I did a little bit of research before, I was really impressed to see how seriously you take your role, not only as being leaders for your profession and opportunity to train, upcoming professionals, but also the way that you provide first-class service to your clients. I think that's such an important thing, especially within the world of finance, that our clients can trust us. You would know that, Francis. And so it's really lovely to see how much effort you put into that. Look, I just want to thank you again for having me along. I won't be here for a long, hold you up for a long time, but good luck. I hope it all goes incredibly well and we can continue to grow here in Adelaide. I'm not sure why you waited till the fourth chapter in Australia to come here, but congratulations and all the best, and I hope to see it flourish. So thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. It was great to hear from you. Unfortunately, our guest of honor, Honorable High Commissioner of India to Australia, Mr. Manpreet Vohra, has been unable to join us due to another obligation, but thankfully he has sent us a video of his guest of honor speech. So we will now proceed with that.
President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Mr. Aniket Sunil Talati, Vice President, Mr. Ranjit Kumar Agrawal, Founder, Chairman of the Adelaide chapter of ICAI, Mr. Sriram Jayaraman, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste and good day. I'm very pleased that the Adelaide chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, or ICAI, is being inaugurated today. I wish I could be present with you all and congratulate you personally, but alas, my prior commitments are keeping me back here in Canberra. It is impressive to see the high regard that Indian professional chartered accountants are held in all over the world, including here in Australia, thanks to their knowledge and competence and the value that they bring to corporates, businesses, and individuals. Their success, in turn, is bred by a sound ecosystem of education, training, certification, and regulation that has developed in India, for many aspects of which the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India can take justifiable credit. ICAI, as a premier accountancy body, is one of the largest in the world and now 75 years mature. I'm equally impressed to see its expanding global footprint and particularly delighted that this is ICAI's 47th overseas chapter and the 4th in Australia, following Brisbane, Melbourne, and Sydney. Besides servicing its members as a forum for professional growth and networking, ICAI's platform and activities also serve to raise awareness and identify specific opportunities, bringing Indian and Australian businesses closer together. There is vast potential for this and also in South Australia. And I'm sure that with the establishment of the Adelaide chapter, linkages between accounting and finance professionals of South Australia and India on the one hand, and businesses on the other, will grow even stronger. This is a good time for India-Australia trade and economic relations. There is better understanding of our economic complementarities and an acknowledgement that more links can and should be forged. Our Free Trade Agreement, or the Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, ECTA, as it is formally called, was signed on 2nd April last year and came into force on the 29th of December. It has started making an impact on our two-way trade already. India and Australia are now engaged in negotiating an even more ambitious accord, which will be our Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement, or CECA. ECTA has resulted in zero duty on 96% of India's exports in value to Australia, that is 98% of tariff lines immediately, and zero duty on 85% of Australia's exports in value to India. For the first time for any country, India has reduced tariffs on wine, and I know that wine exporters from South Australia have welcomed this easier access to the rapidly growing Indian market for their quality wines. Our total bilateral trade is booming. It increased from 34 billion Australian dollars in 2021 to 46.5 billion Australian dollars in 2022. That is a growth of 36.7%. Of course, there is much more potential, as there is for more investments and partnerships in areas like defense industry, shipbuilding, critical minerals, and clean energy supply chains. There are genuine and exciting opportunities for an actual closer integration of our two economies going forward. As you all know, the overall comprehensive strategic partnership between India and Australia is on a rapid trajectory, thanks also to our common interests and converging views. Both our prime ministers have recently exchanged very successful visits in March and May this year, and we are now looking forward to receiving Honorable Prime Minister Albanese in India again next month for the G20 summit. We have also had a flurry of ministerial and other high-level visits between our two countries. Clearly, the momentum is high and unprecedented. The business environment is conducive, and the geopolitics and geoeconomics of the world couldn't be more compelling for the India-Australia partnership to succeed and progress and scale new heights. Indian chartered accountants and members of ICAI will no doubt be a part of this journey. Once again, my congratulations to ICAI and its new Adelaide team. I wish you all success and happiness. Jai Hind, Namaste.
Thank you, Honorable High Commissioner, Mr. Manpreet Vohra, for your wonderful message and support. Now we will proceed towards the formal launch of the Adelaide chapter. We will now watch a video and goodwill message from members who have supported the initial formation of the chapter.
This is from Adelaide. Today I'm very excited to talk to you all on this special moment as we are about to inaugurate the new chapter of ICAI here in Adelaide. I think this chapter will not only foster international collaboration, but it will also provide a platform for expanding the professional knowledge, skills and networking. I would like to thank Sirama and would like to congratulate all the team members and the local members here in Adelaide. Thank you. See you all.
Hi, I'm C.A. Adrika Surana. I have been a member of ICAI since 2014 and currently residing in Adelaide, Australia. I'm glad to be part of ICAI's launch of its Adelaide chapter. I believe this new chapter will aid the professional and personal development of accounting professionals through formal and informal events. Members from the accounting community will be able to come together and share valuable knowledge and ideas. It can also provide necessary mentoring and insights to migrating ICAI members for entering the Australian workforce. Lastly, I would like to thank ICAI, Sri Rama and his team for their efforts in bringing this chapter to life. I look forward to connecting with fellow members. Thank you.
Hello friends, my name is Dikpal Singh and I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations on the successful formation of new ICAI chapter in Adelaide. This would have not been possible without the endless efforts from Sri Rama and his team. I would like to wish them all the very best and ensure my positive contribution going forward. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm CA Annie George, working with LSM & Co Chartered Accountants, Adelaide as a business service manager. I am extremely honored to be part of the commemoration of the Adelaide chapter of the ICAI, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank ICAI for recognizing the need to start a chapter here in Adelaide. And would also like to thank and congratulate all those who worked hard to make this a reality. Looking forward to your continued association. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dr. Pavanchal. I am a chartered accountant from India, a CPA from Canada, and CA member with CA-AMG. Best wishes with your initiative to have Adelaide chapter, and congratulations in the successful formation of the chapter. Thank you.
Hi all, I am CA Akshata, speaking from Adelaide, Australia. I have been a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India since 2007 and have recently moved to Australia. I am really glad that the Adelaide chapter of the ICAI is now getting started, wherein we all get the opportunity of connecting with fellow chartered accountants from India. Hope this benefits all of us as members and the ICAI as well. A special thanks to all the committee members for making this a reality. Thank you.
Hello all, my name is Mahendra. On this great occasion, I extend my congratulations to the ICAI chapter in Adelaide. This moment marked the inception of a new chapter in our collective journey of professional excellence. May this chapter become a backbone of knowledge, a hub of innovation, and a source of inspiration to all of its members. As we commence this journey, let our collective dedication be the driving force of the success of this chapter. I extend my warmest wishes for the success of this chapter on this mission to foster knowledge, collaboration, and growth, all of us. Thank you.
Congratulations to ICAI and all the members on the occasion of opening this new chapter office in this beautiful city of Adelaide. I want to express my appreciation for the efforts of all the dedicated members who have made this endeavor possible. I am confident that this new chapter will continue to uphold the highest standards and the value that ICAI is known for, while fostering the new opportunities for all its members. Once again, congratulations to the entire team on this remarkable achievement.
That was amazing, everyone. Thank you for your message. I would now like to invite the Management Committee of Adelaide Chapter to step forward for introduction. CA Sri Rama Jai Rama, Founder, Chairman. Myself, CA Kanika Behel, Vice Chairperson. CA Ravi Prakash Kanugodu, Secretary. CA Rajesh Khandelwal, Treasurer. CA Prateek Mehta, Committee Member. CA Neeraj Gosani, Committee Member. We also have two more committee members, CA Aarti and CA Bharat Gopal, who have not been able to join us today. Now, I would like to invite the President and the Vice President to open the satin curtain and open the chapter symbolic for the launch of the chapter and to launch the website.
All right.
I think apparently friends. Also, yeah, if you can please. Yeah, you can also please join with your closer. Yeah. Otherwise, so yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
The website.
Yes.
Yeah, where is that?
Yes. We can fill it from here. You have to just announce that we form the
Okay, on this occasion, along with the Vice President, we formally launched the website, and congratulations to the Adelaide chapter for this historic day. Thank you. The website, please. ICAI.adelaide.org.au. Excellent.
Thank you everyone for coming forward. I would now like to invite CA Sri Rama Jayarama, the founder chairperson, to say a few words.
I guess the icebreaker was done a few minutes back when instead of ice, I broke the glass. So I don't need to do it again. But ladies, gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow professionals, today marks a significant milestone in our journey as we gather to inaugurate the Adelaide chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. It's a privilege to stand before you as the chairperson of this esteemed chapter, and I'm deeply honored to welcome you all to this momentous occasion. Bean counters, tax geeks, pencil pushers. These are the titles that the world playfully bestows upon us, wrapped in subtle sarcasm. We face these relentless waves of changing technology from the days of ledger books and folios to the era of ERPs, clouds, and even the blockchains now. With each passing decade, challenges have been hurled our way, yet we accountants have shown remarkable resilience. Undeterred, we have pursued knowledge tirelessly, time and again, akin to phoenixes rising from the ashes. Embracing change, we have consistently surged forward, triumphing over these challenges and sarcasm with unwavering success. And so, just as we embrace the ever-evolving landscape of our field, I was under the impression that I can pause for some time, basking in the glory of the past success. When a few months back in May, I received a call from Mr. Sameer Mehta of the Sydney chapter of ICAI. He was suggesting that if I could coordinate with the members in Adelaide and ICAI Delhi to form a chapter in Adelaide. At that time, I did not realize the level of efforts that would be required and simply nodded my head. Within a week, Sameer set a target for the chapter to be launched by the end of August, coinciding with the president of ICAI's visit to Australia. That gave me jitters. And I sheepishly began to sending emails to a group of relatively unfamiliar members who probably wondered who the stranger was, requesting support for forming a chapter in Adelaide. But now, after a few months of relentless follow-ups during late evenings, weekends, along with invaluable support from ICAI Delhi's Shiv Gupta and ICAI Sydney Sameer, and all our members in Adelaide, we stand here at this wonderful moment. Our chapter's inception signifies not just an event, but a commitment to foster excellence, connect professionals, and propel our collective success. The theme Empower, Connect, Succeed encapsulates our core values and the path we are embarking upon. Empowerment is at the heart of what we aim to achieve. As professionals in the field of accountancy, we understand the power of knowledge and its transformative impact. Our chapter is dedicated to empowering each member with resources, insights, and skills they need to excel in their careers and contribute to the growth of our community. But empowerment is not just about individual growth. It is about forging connections that amplify our collective strength. Networking is the cornerstone of any thriving community, and our chapter is committed to providing opportunities for professionals to connect, collaborate, and create lasting partnerships. Together, we can overcome the challenges and seize new horizons. As we pave way for the empowerment and connectivity, success inevitably flows. The journey we embark upon today is one that lands and leads to the fulfillment of our shared aspirations. By nurturing excellence, fostering camaraderie, and encouraging innovation, we are laying the foundation for success, not just of individuals, but of our entire chapter. In the times we live in, where change is constant and challenges are dynamic, the role of professional bodies like ours becomes paramount. We are not just charting numbers and so-called the bean counters, but we are shaping the landscape of finance, business, and the broader community. Our chapter will not be a platform for professional development alone, but a catalyst for positive change in the Adelaide's financial realm. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished guests, including the Honourable Member of Parliament, Catherine Hutchison, State Member of Wait, who graciously accepted our invitation to grace this occasion on behalf of the offices of Premier of South Australia, the Honourable High Commissioner of India to Australia, Mr. Manpreet Vora, the President, Vice President, and the Secretary of ICAI India, as well as the esteemed guests from CAANZ, CPA Australia, Business SA, AIBC, Flinders University, Sapnam, IASA, our sponsors, and various members of the accounting fraternity who have honored us with their presence today. Your presence strengthens our resolve on this journey. I would like to express my gratitude to BankSA, my employer, and the dedicated team at BankSA, Francis, Madden, and Vish, and my team leader, Laura, for their unwavering support since the inception of this event. It's very important for me to say this. A heartfelt thanks goes to the entire management committee team that has been instrumental in driving this initiative forward. I also want to extend my appreciation to every member who has placed their trust in our chapter. Your enthusiasm serves as a constant source for inspiration as we strive for excellence. Let's embrace this new chapter with optimism, determination, and a shared vision. Together, let us empower, connect, and succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Rama. That was a lovely speech. I must say that you all are a very good audience. I did not have to remind you guys for a round of applause even once. So a big round of applause for each one of you. I would now like to invite Scott Williams, President of CPA, SA Divisional Council, to speak a few words.
Good evening, and thank you for the invitation to speak at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India inauguration of the 47th chapter in Australia, South Australia. That was a very long sentence, but congratulations. My name is Scott Williams, FCPA, South Australian Divisional Council President at CPA Australia. I'm also supported here by the Deputy President, John Zarella, who is here tonight. CPA Australia and ICAI first signed a mutual recognition agreement in 2009, designed to allow CPA Australia and ICAI to collaborate in the interests of members in the accounting profession and to provide a mutual pathway to dual professional recognition. Since its establishment, over 1,300 active members have successfully joined CPA Australia via the mutual recognition agreement pathway. CPA in Australia and ICAI have jointly organised more than 120 mutual recognition agreement information sessions for members to understand how they can make the most of the collaboration. On the 29th of July 2021, CPA Australia and ICAI renewed their mutual recognition agreement for a further 5 years at a virtual signing ceremony. At this signing ceremony, the ICAI president said, "The renewal of our agreement strengthens the commitment shared by ICAI and CPA Australia to working towards greater benefits for accounting professionals in India and Australia. This agreement will enhance professional opportunities for our members and will bring our two countries closer. We look forward to working closely with CPA Australia in areas of mutual interest." On a personal level, I was pleased to mentor one of the attendees here tonight, Arjan. So great to see you here tonight and flourishing. So fantastic. And also John Zarello is here with his mentee from last year as well. So it just shows the connection that there is between the two organisations. The South Australian division of CPA Australia welcomes and looks forward to continuing with a relationship with ICAI in Adelaide and the opportunities it brings to the accounting profession through industry events and networking. Thank you and congratulations on the launch of the 47th chapter of ICAI here in Adelaide.
Thank you, Scott. It was a great speech. I would now like to invite Ms. Deepa Matthews, State President, the Australia Business Council, to speak a few words.
Thank you. I am on my phone, so forgive me if I'm a bit flustered and I can't find where my sentences are. Hi, my name is Deepa Matthew and I'm the current chair of the Australia-India Business Council, and I would like to acknowledge the High Commissioner Manpreet Vora, the Honourable Catherine Hutchinson. The Honourable Catherine Hutchinson and I go back a long way. I have a banking background. I'm an ex-CBA and we have worked together quite a bit in the past as well. So it's great to see you here, Catherine. Francis Pellizzari, the RGM, thank you for hosting the event. And our guests from India, the President and the Vice President. It's great to see that you have travelled all the way from India for the launch. But first of all, I'd like to congratulate Sri Rama, Jai Rama and their team on their launch of the 47th chapter of the Australia Adelaide chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Briefly going to, I don't know if many of you know what the Australia-India Business Council does. I'm going to give you a brief introduction on what we do. The Australia-India Business Council is a leading business council dedicated to promoting bilateral trade between India and Australia and investment relationships between India and Australia. We were established in 1986 by the governments of Australia and India, and one of our founders actually being from Adelaide, Brian Hayes Casey. It has now 6 chapters across the country, and we help shape a policy and advocacy to help promote bilateral business corridors, raising awareness about Australia-India trade and investment, and facilitating some business outcomes. We are a membership-driven organisation, a not-for-profit organisation, and our members come from most respected names in business, industry and academia. We work closely with federal and state governments in Australia and in India, as well as the industry bodies, the diaspora, the community and the media. We work extremely closely with DFAT and state and federal governments and industries to promote bilateral trade between South Australia and India. With the ratification of ECTA late December, as South Australia has seen a significant increase in trade opportunities and exports to India. While as a state, we may have a long way to go, I consider my role to be one of education and engagement with our sectors, especially in our sectors like education, defence and space, agri, and renewables. I will give you an example. I'm sure all of you have dal every day, right? Almost all of us. In India, lentils, dal. You will be surprised that some of the dal that we actually eat in India may be from a South Australian farm in the York Peninsula. In fact, I am not surprised that the bulk lentils go to India, it's packed, and then we buy them from the Indian shops in Australia. I'm not surprised that that happens too. So we've had a significant increase with our exports, with our tariff reduction. AIBC has been significantly advocating the government and also working with DFAT extremely closely to look at other comprehensive trade arrangements. In fact, Australian almonds, and again, the almonds based out of South Australia or grown in South Australia, can be found in India and have had a significant increase of trade exports to India in the last 6 months as well. So this is what we do. We'd like to promote trade opportunities between the two countries. We cannot ignore India anymore, given that India has 1.43 billion people. I think maybe 900 million are below the age of 35. So it's a very young generation, extremely tech savvy. So we cannot ignore India as a trade partner for South Australia, especially. I'm going to promote AIBC here. I would like to encourage you all to join AIBC. We do have our annual India address that is late September, luncheon at the Adelaide Oval. I'd welcome you all to join us with our Minister Nick Champion as one of our speakers. Once again, I would like to congratulate Sri Rama Jayarama and your team at the launch of the ICAI. And we look forward to working with you and collaborating with you in the future by Empower, Connect and Succeeding. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa, for educating us about the Australia Business Council. I would now like to invite FCA Geraldine, General Manager, International Development at Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand, to speak a few words.
To the honourable member for Waste, President and Vice President, actually lovely to be here because I was in Mumbai last year and met you both as part of the Chartered Accountants delegation. So lovely to actually say, yes, exactly right, with some cricket going. Yeah. So lovely to actually be able to welcome you to our wonderful country as well. To Sharama and your team, and also Samir, and I know we have some of the other chapter presidents on the line, and fellow Chartered Accountants in the room and distinguished guests. So on behalf of Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand, we want to congratulate you and your team on establishing the 4th chapter in Australia and the 47th internationally. I have to say 4 has been a lucky number for India in the past week, because obviously being the 4th nation to conduct a successful soft moon landing, India shooting for the moon, and I hope to see the 4th chapter also shooting for the moon in Adelaide. So it's obviously been a very big 12 months for ICAI with the World Congress, which was, a fantastic success. 3 chapters in Australia, both in Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane have also, been a raging success. And, they're very vibrant communities, really of finance professionals that are making a difference in the communities in which they live and work. And I do encourage you all to really, be part of that vibrant community in Adelaide, because I see firsthand the fantastic work that those chapters do in the other cities. Your contribution to the South Australian economy, working in many different sectors, is very highly valued. CANZ looks forward to continuing our relationship with you and extending that now to Adelaide. I'm actually joined by some of my team here, our state or our regional manager, Scott Jones, Jen Clark, who's our careers engagement, and also Maritana Richards, who looks after our International Pathways program that we do with the ICAI. We share a friendship that's based on collaboration and the shared values of our profession, including our high educational standards, our strong ethical foundations, and a commitment to continuing professional development. We recognise the commitment that each of you have made and the high standards of the ICAI membership by way of the International Pathway Program, and also through the very shared members that we have. We're seeing one tonight on the video. So congratulations once again on the launch of the Adelaide chapter. CANZ looks forward to working with you and seeing the chapter grow and flourish. Thank you, Geraldine, for a lovely message. I would now like to invite Mr. Andrew Kay, CEO of Business SA, the SA Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to speak a few words.
Thank you very much, Member for Waite, President, Vice President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the opportunity to come and be part of this auspicious occasion. When I talk to business leaders, as I often do as the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce in South Australia, I often talk about the importance for leaders to be authentic and to be honest. So I'll begin tonight by sharing two things with you. I'll be honest and say, I'm not an accountant. In fact, normally if I'm in a room of this many accountants, it means that I need help, serious help. So while I've been accused of calling them bean counters in the past for Rama, I do respect the work that they do to get me out of trouble. The other thing I'd also note is that before this invitation came to me, I wasn't aware of ICAI. And so I had to do some research and homework. And like some people I think have mentioned earlier, I was just blown away by the sheer scale, the sheer reach, professionalism that you have across the globe. And the fact that South Australia will now play a part in this, I think is really important, not just important for South Australia as a state, but important in terms of timing for where we're heading with trade relations with India. And it's something that South Australia, I think, can take a lead on, because Australia in general has some way to go. And the Chamber of Commerce wants to play a lead role in this. And already last November, we partnered with DEPA and AIBC at a national level to host an event here in South Australia to explain to local businesses what AECTA was about. We've heard some good news stories already, and I can tell you that one of the services that the Chamber does offer is the certificates of origin for export. So we stamp export documents for businesses. Our export documents to India since December last year, when AECTA was ratified, have grown 260%. So it is making a difference. And to Deepa's point, something like 45% of that is almonds from South Australia. But a year ago, it was nearly 50%. So it shows the spread in other industries is starting to grow as well. So it's significant. The other thing that we are taking a lead on is around bringing an event to Adelaide. Horasis India is going to be held in Adelaide November 26 to 28. Horasis is an independent body that was started by a former member of the World Economic Forum, and they run Horasis events around the planet. They've never held one in Australia. They run Horasis China, Asia Pacific, USA, Europe, etc. We've partnered with the South Australian government to bring Horasis India to Adelaide. There'll be something like 250 to 300 global Indian CEOs coming to Adelaide for those 2 days. In fact, we're hoping they'll be staying for a little bit longer. It coincides with a car race we have in Adelaide. We're hoping they'll spend some time there, and I know some are very keen to see our wineries, but also to visit places like Lot 14 and Tonsley Innovation Park to see what we're doing. So what I've done is bring along some pamphlets and flyers. So if you're interested in learning more about Horasis India, it is an invitation-only event for the speakers, but you're very welcome to come and observe, perhaps attend the gala dinners to do some networking. I'll drop these outside at the drinks, and you can scan or take one of these away with you, because I think it's a good opportunity for you to meet with some of the leaders that are coming in from India for the occasion. I feel quite honoured to be given the opportunity to represent Business SA in the Chamber of Commerce. And Surama, I was thinking how I could repay this honour to you. Francis and his team have been very generous in allowing you to host the event here tonight. I'd like to return that invitation and welcome you to have an event hosted by Business SA at the Chamber of Commerce at our residence. Until then, congratulations and every success. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew, for your educating message today. As it has been shared this evening with all of you, that ICAI has previously established few other chapters in other Australian states, Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne, and all the chairpersons are attending this event today. I would now like to invite CA Mansi Thakkar, chairperson from Australian Brisbane chapter, to deliver her message.
Thank you. And I just wanted to, Mansi could not make the event. So my name is Arun Tanwar. So I'm the committee member for the Brisbane chapter and been past member of the past chairman of the Brisbane chapter. So I would like to thank Honorable High Commissioner Mr. Manpreet Vora, Honorable Catherine Hutchison, and President CA Aniket Sunil Talati, and Vice President Mr. C. Ranjit Kumar Agarwal. So I would like to congratulate Mr. Sriram Jayakumar for establishing this chapter. And as you said, Mr. Srirama, it's a lot of effort, but it's worth it. We have a great ICAI teams supporting us, Mr. Shiv and Mr. Mudit. So they have been great help in establishing all chapters and supporting us along the way. So I would like to share my experience because I have been a member of Brisbane chapter and I have acted as a treasurer. But when we came to Australia in 2005, we were not lucky enough to Brisbane chapter at that time. But now, so it's a great benefit for the new members coming to Brisbane or any other city now. So they can just search for the chapter and committee members and chapter. They welcome them with open arms and help them with everything like settling in Australia and finding places where to live. And I can share from my own experience that I have gained a lot from the chapter. So I have not only formed professional relationships, but also personal relationships, which are like family members. So members came from all over the world and we all connected here together. And that's the theme for the Adelaide chapter as well, connection and empower. And so that's what we do as a chapter. And I would like to congratulate Mr. Srirama Jayakumar once again for establishing a chapter. And it is a pride moment for all CA members. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your message. I would now like to invite CA Samir Mehta, Chairperson, Australian Sydney chapter, who has come all the way from Sydney to attend the event and deliver his message.
Actually, a goosebumps to see so many people today attending the inauguration of the Adelaide chapter. Does it work? I have to talk? Okay, that's great. Okay, I have to just talk. Okay, no, thank you for that. So, Honorable High Commissioner Sir Manpreet Vora, Member of Parliament Catherine Hutchison, BankSA representatives, President of the Institute C. Aniket Talati ji, Vice President of the Institute Ranjit Kumar Agarwal ji, our leaders from our strategic partners, CPA Australia, as well as Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand, BankSA, and all my fellow members who have gone through the pain of becoming a chartered accountant. Heartiest congratulations to all of us on the 47th chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in Adelaide. The idea about the Adelaide came through when I was visiting India in World Congress last year. I met one gentleman who is a proud member of the Institute. He stays in USA, and then he says that this year he's planning to open 20 chapters in USA. I said, what? He said, yes, that's what his target is. And then I came back thinking, and I said, what can we do in Australia? And then I thought, okay, we got Sydney there, we got Brisbane there, we got Melbourne, so where we can expand our wings. We knew that there were some members in Adelaide, some activity was happening, but it wasn't the structured way. Then we reached out to ICAI leadership team in India, found out details of the members who are in Adelaide, and that's how then we reached out to the, I would say, guest of honor for today, Srirama. And then we said, okay, we need to start some activities, so we should start with at least representative office. So we gathered few members, got approval from ICAI. When ICAI president was here on 31st of January, ex-president Dr. Debashish Mitra, we thought maybe let's just have a representative office. And then we started a representative office here on 31st of January. And at that time, we promised them that in another 6 months' time, by August or September, we will have a full-fledged chapter running in Adelaide. I'm really pleased to see that our dream has come into fruition, and that would not have been possible without the leadership of Sri Rama and his team. Thank you very much. I know it takes a lot of efforts to set up a chapter, but I can say this is just a beginning. Because the inauguration is done, and I would say now is the action time. And that's why I'm here all the way from Sydney to tell you some of the success story of how Sydney started. So we started Sydney chapter back in 2007. It was 27th of January 2007. That time President of CPA Australia also had come in for the inauguration. But not sure how many of you know that time that there was no memorandum of understanding between CPA Australia and ICAI. So I'm one of those which I completed my CPA by completing 9 subjects. So when I went to CPA to complete my studies, enroll myself, and they said, we don't rate at the moment Indian chartered accountants at par with the Australian bachelor. And we said, what? I said, I have gone through 8 years of accounting study with a wide experience, and you don't treat my qualification, and that's what we need to do something here. And then that's how we started first chapter in Sydney, and then the next day it was also established in Melbourne. And together when we passed on the information, we worked with CPA and we said, this is what ICAI is. This is what is our curriculum. This is what we have to go through. And then they worked closely with the ICAI leadership. And in 2009, MRA was signed. And that has benefited many, many people. Now you just walk in and you just complete one subject and you become a member of CPA Australia. The same thing has happened with Chartered Accountants Australia and New Zealand. As you know that there is a rivalry between Australia and New Zealand or India and Pakistan. Same thing, we got a competitive with CANZ as well as with CPA Australia. But with ICAI, both have opened their arms and said, welcome and join us. So any member of ICAI now coming to CANZ, they can complete a workshop, one subject, and become a member of CANZ. And same thing with CPA Australia. So thank you to both of you for your support. It really means a lot to all of us. So when we started Sydney back in 2007, again with 20 members, and over a period of time, now we have grown to almost 400 members. Sydney is doing exceedingly well. Until last year, we had 300 members. This year alone, we have added 100 new members. And I would say that it works on the ethos of giving something back to the community. So in our offices, I would say we may be a chief financial officer. At home, we may be a chief, not nothing. I wouldn't say nothing, but I would say chief Jhadu officer, or you can call it as a chief dishwasher officer, all those things. But in CA, we are a CVO, we are a chief voluntary officer. So even though I'm a chairman, I don't call myself as a chairman, I always call as a chief voluntary officer. Because as it said in the Sanskrit, we said Seva Paramo Dharmaha. It means that the biggest thing or the righteous thing that you can give back is the service to the community. And we look at the CA profession as giving back to the community, supporting our fraternity, supporting new migrants, as well as supporting wider Australian community as well. So we have a strong 400 members in Sydney and beyond, giving the huge contribution to the Australian community. What we did, that's as our president other day said, that for ICAI members, sky is not the limit. So we can definitely go beyond sky, and that's what India has recently proven. So we also have multiple streams within our chapter. Just want to tell you that where do you see your chapter in 5 years' time from here? So we got a separate forum for our membership team. So anyone who lands in Sydney, become a member within 5 to 10 days. So one great success story is just last week, we had someone landing in Sydney at 10:15 a.m. At 11 o'clock, that person came to know that there is a ICAI chapter. At 11:30, he became a member. And next day, he became a volunteer of the chapter, and he came for one of the events. So that's how we are working aggressively to reach out to those members who are coming to Sydney and provide them as much as support. We got a new migrants workshop, which we conduct every 2 weeks. every 2 months. And that workshop tells them what you need to do once you land on the shore. So we have a complete checklist, right from how to open a bank account, how to get a TFN number, where to find a school, where is a good accommodation, how to search for the job, how to prepare yourself for the interview. And I must say that in last 2 weeks ago, we launched a complete checklist which said what you need to do in the first year, what you need to do from 1st to 3 years, what you need to do from 3 to 5 years and beyond. And one of that part is between 3 to 5 years that you have to find a mentor who help you, to support you, to guide you in Australia. So had I known this back in 2007, my life would have been different. But I'm glad that we are taking these efforts and helping new migrants, because what's more important is that these migrants are actually brand ambassadors of India, and we want them to do the right thing and don't spoil the image, and as well as uphold the Australian values as well. So our workshops then helps them to assimilate quickly in Australian environment. So that's what we are doing. Just in this year, on 15th of August, we celebrated India's Independence Day. That was the 35th week of the year, and that was our 34th event of the year. So we are running nowadays like an event every week. So that includes professional events, we got hybrid events, we have a social events and community events. Last year we were on the board for doing the highest blood donation for Red Cross Australia. So we call Australia as our Karma Bhumi, and then we do whatever we can to support this as well. So that's with our number of events. We also got a separate division, which called now Ekta division. So last year, India, Australia started economic cooperation and trade agreement, which will be now changing into CISA end of this year. And then we started separate working division, and we are working closely with AIBC. So we work closely with Irfan Malik as well as Jody McKay. So this is the national chair of AIBC. We work with Investment New South Wales as well as Business New South Wales to see what we can do to help Indian companies when they come to Australia. Then how can we provide a soft landing to them? And same thing, what in Australian companies go to India, what we can do. So as you know, the Institute has got a strong base of 300,000 members back home. 15,000 postcodes are covered, as you rightly said. So that means we have a huge strength there. So if any Australian companies want a due diligence, okay, our members are there. So we just want to see how we can use our network and work for the betterment of this Australia-India relationship agreement. So we have a separate working group. Just yesterday, we had a conference organized by International Financial Services Center Authority from Gift City. 3 months back when they came for the conference, there were 20 members, but this time they worked with us, and yesterday event was a huge success, and we had 125 business leaders and our members attending that event and understanding what are the potentials of the Gift City. And that's the reason President Sir is here. So he's leading a delegation, and tomorrow there will be event in Melbourne as well. So wherever possible, we are working with the wider business community to support them. As well as for the chapter, we got a new group, it's called CA Divas. So spouses of the male members, they come together and they organize their events together. So that way, I don't call it as a chapter, I call it as my extended family. And then we all work together. So if anyone is in trouble, then we go and help them. I would like to say just quick one example before I wrap up is just last year, one of our members came from UAE. He did not know anyone here. He became a member of the chapter at least. And within 5 days, his wife got stroke. Such an unfortunate incident with the 2 small babies. But he knew someone in the chapter and he told that person, okay, this is what has happened. And that person said, don't worry. He introduced to someone else from Hare Rama Hare Krishna temple. And then these people said, okay, now we will manage, we will look after your family. So for next 6 months, until she was in hospital, they gave breakfast, lunch and dinner to his family, home delivered meal. So don't think that anyone can do this. And this one, it just happened because that member knew that, okay, this is the chapter here, I go and enroll there. So that's the power of networking. And that's what we look at it, all our members as our extended family. Now with coming to Adelaide, I say that it's a great opportunity and it's a unique privilege given to us that you got this opportunity, Sri Rama, and honor your team to work as a volunteer for the chapter. you will have 1 or years or 2 years. So make the best out of it because you will not get this time again. So last year, when I became a chairperson, I asked my predecessor, how much time do you spend? And he said, it's about 3 to 4 hours a week. And I said, okay, that's fine. That's not a bad commitment. I can manage it with my family and kids. But then I realized that I love that with the passion and the commitment. I enjoy that. So I'm spending now at least 3 to 4 hours every day. And it's the same commitment is from all other members. And we can see that, okay, we are all enjoying our Sydney family is there now. So they're all enjoying the fruits of it. So, but we enjoy that work. So I want to keep that passion. And I can see here what you have delivered here is fantastic. I don't think our inauguration was that brilliant. So you are already on a success journey. So I'm pretty sure you will reach there in 5 years of time. I wish you all the best. The other thing is that we are from Sydney, so we are not a big brother for you. We will be working closely with you, shoulder to shoulder, to grow together. Okay, so that's what is our guarantee. All of your members can attend Sydney events. You can join all of our events, virtual events, anytime. No problem. I think you can always register on our website at free cost, and you can attend all of our virtual events as well. Another thing is that we are not going to stop here. As you know that we got, as a result of MRA, 4,000 Indian chartered accountants got the benefit of MRA and become member of CPA Australia and CNZ. They're all in Australia, but we haven't reached out to them yet. So our next target is, we know that there are many members in Perth. We know many members in Canberra. We know there are few members in Darwin. So that's going to be our target. And we are going to establish one chapter every year for next 3 years at least. So with that, I would like to congratulate you again for your hard work, all your sleepless nights, which again going to continue. So I wish you all the best to you and your committee. So thank you very much for inviting me here, and all the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you, CA Samir. Today, I have been told by a lot of fellow members that when they came to Australia from India, somebody had to complete 5 subjects, somebody had to complete 9 subjects. So on behalf of all the migrants, thank you for your work. Thank you to CP Australia and CANZ. So people like me can, just get away with 2. I cannot imagine having to complete 9 subjects. So a big thank you for that. Now, I would like to invite CA Rajneesh Kumar Singh, Chairperson, Australian Melbourne Chapter, to deliver his message.
Thank you. Honorable President, ICAI, Vice President, Honorable High Commissioner, the esteemed guests and dignitaries. I just wanted to first congratulate Adelaide Chapter, CA Sri Rama, and the committee members for taking this baton. As Samir was alluded, this is a challenge, but this is something which is a great endeavor. I mean, I would say that the chapter, if I remember my days, in 2006, when I migrated to Melbourne as a chartered accountant, and I went to CANZ, which used to be CA Australia at that time, on 600 Burke Street. I was on level 2, and then I met a fellow CA who said, few of us are here, and we are thinking of forming a chapter. And then we came together in 2006. We formed the first chapter in Australia. And the objective has always been professional growth. But more than that, it is connecting with the fellow professionals and also carrying through the ethos and all those, the values and principles our alma mater ICAI has got. So that's the main thing, because we are carrying something which has been taught to us from Delhi, from Mumbai, everywhere, wherever ICAI is. And so the main thing which I would like to say here is the objective of the chapter has always been professional growth, the CPDs, and we've done, I mean, every month we will have so many different distinguished speakers coming and speaking. And the key aspect of that is to raise the level of our members to meet and actually exceed the standard of accounting profession in Australia. Because we have been taught really well, we just got to carry that in a way, and we got to match and exceed the expectations. That's what we do at the CPD levels. That's what we do when we meet with each other. Our members today are going from starting level to becoming CFO of an organizations who are partners of Big Four accounting firms. So we were very, it's pride in saying that the Indians here who migrated to Australia are making a great contribution to this country. And Melbourne chapter has been a great part of this as well. We would have the privilege of meeting our president and vice president tomorrow and the day after. But on this occasion, I would just say this is a day for Sri Ram. The inauguration has been such a good inauguration. I mean, I think the 5th chapter in Australia would have even better than this. I mean, I just wanted to thank the whole ICAI team sitting in India and kind of organizing this as well. So I wanted to congratulate them as well and their team, and also thanks to President and Vice President. Whenever we've got something happening here, they come here and they provide their love and affection and also their availability as well. So with that, I just want to congratulate Adelaide chapter again, and we would work with you in every aspect here. Thank you.
Thank you, CA Rajneesh. I promise this is going to be the last video for today. So Delhi office, can we please play Glow Pack teaser? And just an update from our president that Prime Minister of India has been invited to inaugurate the Glow Pack convention. Would you like to add anything?
I will invite as many of them
Okay.
as possible.
So he wants to invite as many of you as he can. So that's good. Now we are moving closer to the end, and I would like to invite CA Ravi Prakash, Secretary, Adelaide Chapter, to present his vote of thanks.
Good evening, distinguished guests, members, and all the invitees who are present here and joined virtually. Wow, what an amazing evening. So as some of us say, dream come true. Probably it is a little more than what some of us have dreamt of. So we are almost at the end of this event, but it's just a new beginning for the endless opportunity to engage with the fellow CAs in the region and collaborate for professional and personal development. And we are delighted by the support we have received for this initiative. This adds more responsibility on our shoulders to make this endeavor worthwhile for our members and the larger community. Filled with gratitude, I feel honored to be standing here to extend my heartfelt thanks on behalf of the Adelaide chapter of ICAI for making this momentous occasion truly special by all your presence. So first and foremost, I would like to express our heartfelt thanks to Honorable MP for Wait, Ms. Catherine Hutchison, for taking time out of her busy schedule to be with us today. Your presence means a lot for this young association. Thank you so much, ma'am. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to our guest of honor, Honorable High Commissioner of India to Australia, Mr. Manpreet Vora, for his encouraging message and unwavering support. Thank you, sir. We would like to extend our sincere thanks to our mother institution, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, as we have all seen, for giving us this opportunity here today. Heartfelt thanks to Honorable President, CA Aniket Sunil Talati, and Honorable Vice President, CA Rajneet Kumar Agarwal, for flying in from India and being with us at this important occasion. Thanks to the Secretary, CA Dr. Jai Kumar Batra, and the whole team of ICAI making this event possible. We can't thank enough to the management of BankSA for their generous support to the cause by providing us the venue and making all the arrangements here today. Our sincere thanks to the team of BankSA who are present here, and I also know the few people who have worked behind the scenes, so we would like to acknowledge all their contribution. Special thanks to Mr. Francis, Regional General Manager, BankSA, for the welcome address and all the support. Thank you. We would like to further extend our sincere thanks to panelists today. Ms. Jana Sims, State Manager, SA, CPA Australia, unfortunately couldn't join us because she was unwell. Mr. Scott Williams, President of CPA Australia SA Divisional Council. Ms. Deepa Matthews, President, South Australia, the Australia-India Business Council. FCA Geraldine McRae, General Manager, International Development at CANZ. Mr. Ranju K, CEO of Business SA, the SA Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thank you all for your wonderful messages and the support extended to us. We are grateful to our peers at other Australian chapters of ICAI for their unfailing support. So thank you. Obviously, Mansi Tucker couldn't join. Thank you. From the Business Brisbane chapter of ICAI. Thank you, CA Samir Mehta, Chairman of Sydney chapter of ICAI. CA Rajneesh Kumar Singh, Chairman Melbourne chapter of ICAI. Thank you all for your wonderful messages. We would also like to extend our warm appreciation to all our distinguished guests, including Dr. Philip Falmer, Teaching Program Director, and Dr. Ashok Kumar Manoharan, Senior Lecturer, both from Flinders University. Mr. Triman Gill, President IASA, Mr. Rama Satnam, and also our sponsors who have lent us valuable support, Mr. Lakshman Mehra, Partner LSM & Co., and Mr. Harsh Mehta, owner of Coffeelosophy. And to our other partners, the digital partner, Mr. Kaushik Raghu from Digitrix, photo partner, Mr. Sajin Kumar Nair, the social media volunteer, Ms. Kanchana Vishwanath. Your unwavering support, commitment, and has been instrumental in making this event reality. We look forward to continuing our fruitful collaboration in future. Last but not least, I want to express our gratitude to the members without whom we won't exist, and other supporters present here today, both physically and virtually. My personal thanks to MC CA Kanika Bell, Vice Chairperson of the chapter, for the orderly ceremony. CA Srirama Srinivasan, I think Chairperson of the chapter. I think I will fail in words to express his contribution. So thank you so much for all your tireless efforts to make this a reality, and fellow committee members for rising to the occasion. Our gratitude extends to one and all who have directly and or indirectly contributed to this inauguration event, and also to the formation of the chapter. My sincere apologies if I have missed to acknowledge anybody. So I'm sure we are all overwhelmed with the support what we have got. In conclusion, I would like to say that today marks the beginning of a new chapter for us, literally the chapter, and your presence has made it even more significant. We look forward to your continued support and partnership as we strive to achieve our goals and make a positive impact on our community and beyond. I cordially invite all of you to proceed to the refreshments and networking. We have nearly an hour to socialize. And an important reminder, please remember to return the security passes. So otherwise, Srinama has to answer. So thank you so much, and you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Very well done, Chairman. Very, very good. Thank you.